Hi guys. So I've already shared a video in which I highlighted what are the best ways to have the best LinkedIn profile. So as promised, I'll be reviewing some of the profiles in this video, and the first one is Anisa Sella from Milan. So the first thing is the profile picture, if it's professional or not. As you can see, the background is fine. It's constant. It's grayish white. It's the same color. That's fine. It's zoomed in to the picture. The picture is formal, and the focus is on the face. That's great. The second is the background picture. So with the background picture, I can understand that Nisa is an expert in procurement and works around supply chain or procurement side only. Again, great. Third is the headline. So if, as you can see, HBS online strategic sourcing negotiation contract. So, she's put all the keywords. If anyone has to search anything related to sourcing or negotiation, basically her key skills, they can reach here. So this is also a 10 on 10. Then we come to the summary section. Money is of no value. It cannot spend itself. All depends on the skill of the spender. See? It got my attention, and then I'll probably read it as well. So she starts with 10 years experience, um, resourceful and innovative regional procurement manager. She's mentioned her expertise as well. So anyone who is looking for, connecting with her or to get a job, to get her for a job, they can pretty much realize, okay, this person has the expertise. And the best part is she's mentioned in the end how people can reach her. So even if they're not connected to her, they can reach her easily. Her network is not that big, which is a concern. So probably I would recommend that she add people, especially like-minded people, people from her fraternity, from supply chain, and even HR people from Milan or general European Union area where she can work easily. Then we come to the work experience section. So she has mentioned it clearly where she's working. That's great. She's mentioned numbers, and the best part is that she hasn't loaded it with information. She has mentioned the exact information that she wants people to see, and that's great. She hasn't copy pasted her entire JD over here. Then we come to the education side. She's done an online course, she's done an MSc, a BSc, great. She's mentioned her licenses and certifications. Her voluntary experiences over here. Her skills and endorsements are over here. Maybe she needs some more endorsements from people. Some recommendations, at least 10 should be there, I would say, from people who are preferably at a senior management level in the company that she's worked for. Overall, it's a great profile. I would say it's an all-star profile. Ahmed Hassan, he's from Sargodha in Punjab, Pakistan. So let's come to the picture part. Okay, so the picture seems fine. It's a professional picture. I don't have anything against it. It's a constant background. So the picture is fine for me. The background picture, I can't really relate what exactly is his expertise from these buildings. Maybe it's New York or Toronto or London, I don't know. So maybe he can change his background picture to something which is directly related to his work. So let's see what he's. So he's still a student. He's an MBA and is doing finance. So maybe you can put a Wall Street picture or something related to finance, but not this. The headline, actively seeking for job opportunities. So I personally don't recommend this line over here. I mean, he's already put it over here, and there's a section on LinkedIn in which you can mention that open to recruiters. So anyways, if people are searching for you, they can see that you're available. So this is fine. UET 2021, MBA Finance, US 2019, BCom account. That's great. So I wouldn't put this over here. I mean, it's already over here, open to work. Next, we come to the summary section. So the summary section is not good. I think it's an automated LinkedIn summary that he's put over here. He needs to put something catchy over here. Needs to focus on his key skills and needs to put his email address. He's put featured documents over here, great. The followers, the connections are not that much, should be at least 5,000-6,000. He should connect more with people. The bigger the network, the greater the chances of getting a job. Education is here, maybe put some courses on what were the major courses. License certifications are there, great. Work experience, I see he doesn't have any. Maybe some internships that he can put, maybe some voluntary work that is missing. He doesn't have any skills mentioned over here, so people haven't rated as well, so that's a problem. Yeah, so overall, there's some work required on this, and maybe it's a 6 on 10. It needs more work. Is Umair Muhammad Haroon, one of my favorite followers from LinkedIn. So the picture, I think Umair, the picture is fine, but again, it's I would prefer a constant background. It seems like, I don't know, it's a wedding or an event. That's great, it's workable, but the focus should be more on the face, which is over here. In the background is blur, but maybe put maybe just go on PowerPoint or do something, put a light. It shouldn't be different. It seems like a sofa or a background. It's workable, it's not that bad. And you don't have a background picture, so work on it. So you work in sales and marketing, maybe put something related to it. You can put something abstract, or something that relates to something that intrigues the person who visits it. Okay, your headline is fine. You're working at Kareem, Dairyland, marketing, IOBM, great. I think that's fine. Next up, we go to the summary section. See, again, I think it's an automated one, or maybe you put an automated one and made some edits. Put something interesting over here in the first line. Write your skills, write your email address. The followers are not that much. Maybe connect more with people, send them connection requests. So your work experience over here, you see, you have 5 months of experience over here, but you haven't mentioned what exactly are you doing. Even in summer internship over here, you haven't mentioned numbers. So what exactly you did, what impact did you have in the company? So make sure you write that. Your universities over here. License and certifications are here. Voluntary experience. Your skills and endorsements are not there, so it's just Microsoft Office. You need to put at least 10-15 more, especially if you're sales and marketing. You have just one recommendation as yet, so people you've worked with in your internship or in your university, ask them to give you recommendation. So overall, I would say it's again a 6 on 10, and you can follow these tips to make it even better. Naeem Abbas Bhatti, I don't know which city is he from. He's just mentioned Pakistan, so maybe put the city. The picture is not suitable for this. I can see the tiles, I can see the wall with seepage. This is not the perfect picture. Then definitely never put selfies. Get a proper studio picture, or ask someone to take a picture on a constant background, on white, light blue, or a constant background in which there's focus on your face. Yet there's no background picture, again, not cool. You've mentioned you're open to work, that's good. You just have 107 connections, that's really bad. You need to have at least 4,000-5,000. Start adding people. In your summary section, you've mentioned you haven't put something interesting in the start. You haven't mentioned your skills separately in bullets. You haven't mentioned your email address where people can contact you. In your experience as site engineer, you haven't mentioned details. That's not cool. In your education, write courses. License and certification are there. That's good. No one has endorsed you on the skills. Put your skills and let people endorse you. Overall, it's a 4 on 10. I would say it needs a lot of work. So next up we have Usman Gunny. Let's go and check out his picture first. So the picture is fine because the background is blurred and the focus is on the face, but I wouldn't really go for this attire because this doesn't look formal. This looks more like a Mendi attire. I would recommend to have a plain background, black, white, navy blue, gray, and if possible, maybe a koti with shalwar kameez. That is more formal. Um, Otherwise, the quality of the picture is fine, but again, it's not. It should be as close as possible to a picture taken at a studio. Again, the cover photo. This doesn't tell anything about the person or what you do. So it's better that he should have kept it blank rather than putting this. I think because it doesn't make sense. The the headline: fresh graduate looking for opportunities. I don't think this is required. Python, data science, machine learning, MySQL. This is fine. This is great. Fresh graduate. Maybe write the university name as well. Um, in abbreviation, obviously, is mentioned open to work. That's great. Let's check out the summary. Electrical engineering student with a major in okay. Maybe put some more emphasis on your skills in bullets and then write your email address as well. The connections are not that much. You should actively increase it to 5 or 6,000. Okay, so we've come to the work experience section. Now you can see he's written just I write Urdu afsanas there. I write Urdu shorts. This is not. This doesn't create a good impression because you haven't written anything about what impact you create at this magazine company. What exactly you've done? How many Urdu afsanas have you written? What is impact on company's bottom line because of it? Are you managing a team? How many people are you working with? Something that differentiates you from other people. It's the same for the work. And then education, okay, license certifications are mentioned, voluntary experience are mentioned, skills and endorsements. Not a lot of people have endorsed you, and you've mentioned Python. You need people to endorse you as well. And I don't see recommendations over here. You need to ask senior people from your company and your colleagues to write you recommendations. Overall, I think this profile is a 3 on 10 and requires a lot of work. Bushrammer is from Pakistan. She hasn't mentioned the city. She hasn't shown her profile picture. She has dice on her cover photo. I don't know what that means. Does she play Ludo? I don't know. So in key profile, so in this profile, from the beginning, it's not attractive. Then in the experience section, she has put the automated LinkedIn summary, which again obviously is not good. It's very generic. She hasn't mentioned her email address in the end. She hasn't mentioned bullet in her skills in bullet points. She doesn't have a large following, so her network is really small. She hasn't mentioned what exactly does she do as a universal banker or as an operations banking officer. What are the tasks that she does? How has she contributed to the company? What impact is she creating? Her skills and endorsements are also weak. No license and certifications, no recommendation. This profile is a 1 on 10. Senior belongs to Rahil Pindi from Pakistan. Starting with her picture. Okay, so the picture is fine. It focuses on her face. That's great, but I think this is it would have been better if I don't know if this is a towel, if this is a cloth. It would have been a more professional background picture, like the one taken in a studio. I think it would have given a more professional look. There's no background picture. Again, something related to what she's doing right now. I think she's a political science graduate and she's working, she hasn't mentioned it. So, something related to her field of work, um, related to that background picture would have been great, which she hasn't put. Um, Again, a full name over here would have been better because, again, when employers search, they look for all the details. Her connections are very limited, which decreases her chances of getting searched. And again, she will not have a great network for people to recommend her. Now, coming to the summary part, she's mentioned recent political science graduate with a focus on conflict studies, militant organization. Okay, great. Lumps 2020 makeup artist. Oh, great. So I think the summary is fine. It has, she's put keywords, and if people search for it, probably her profile will spring up. Let's come to the summary part. Mm, okay, I like the opening line. And she mentions political science and her interest in conflict management, and I believe militant organizations and probably terrorism. So I think this would work. She's mentioned her email ID as well. She's mentioned her competencies as well. That's great. This is a big area of concern. She needs to work on it. At least 5 to 6,000 people. Um, so Xenia has mentioned her education. That's great, but she hasn't mentioned the subjects that she studied. There are no endorsements for her skills. There are no recommendations. Overall, it's a 3 on 10. It needs a lot of work. Bilal is based in Abu Dhabi, UAE. Starting with the picture, I think it's pretty professional. There's a white background with a focus on the face and formal attire. 10 on 10. Second, the background photo. So it mentions buildings and graphs and the corporate side and most probably the financial side of the corporate world. And I believe, yes, he works. He has done ACCA, he's worked in audit, he's been a financial analyst, senior accountant. So, yeah, it resonates and it's again 10 on 10 background picture. He's mentioned he's open to work on his LinkedIn. That's also great. So, the recruiters can view him easily. He has a lot of connections. We'll see later how many he has. So, let's come to the summary. Highly organized and detailed. Okay, great. He has mentioned his key competencies and skills. Great. Just one suggestion. He should, Bilal, you should write your email address so people who are not connected to you can approach you. He has a great following, great network. That's brilliant. He contributes regularly to people's posts. His work experience, he's mentioned specifically what he's done in companies. Just one suggestion, put more numbers over here. So if you say worked in accounting advisory services, so mention in what capacity, how many projects you have done, how have you impacted the bottom line. um, just work around with numbers so it adds to your experience. He has mentioned his education, great license and certifications, skills and endorsements are there, recommendations are there, maybe a couple of more will do good to him. So overall, it's a 9 on 10, and I really like this profile.